Alrighty, Mr. Joseph. I know you've been waiting a second for this, big brother. I'm telling you, man. You don't know how much it means to me for you to hang in there with me till I got this done for you. I know you had to wait a good bit time after the estimated build time that we agreed to, and I'm sorry about that. It's tough to keep this type of business completely organized when it's also growing at a dramatic rate. You know, you've got to sit there and keep everything written down and organized, man, or you'll lose track of it quick. That's kind of what happened to me. But I'm getting everything straightened out now, man. But I'm telling you, man, this thing turned out great. Got you a 3-pill base here plugged in the wall, candy painted candy apple, and it turned out great. This is an actual candy paint house of color, and I mean, this camera does not do justice to this paint job. Just me looking at it with my eyes and then into the camera, it's amazing the difference. Seeing this thing in the sunlight, seeing it when it gets a little dark, it's just a different color. It's beautiful. It turned out very good, man. I hadn't got the labels put on here yet, bud. Like I told you, I'd ran out of that one label, so I'm about to pick that up. Or heck, if you don't mind, if you don't care about any labels at all, I could just ship it out so you won't have to wait any longer. That's up to you. This is basically your on and off. Okay, that's going to turn the box on and off, your supply on and off, and the amplifier and the power supply. This right here is your preamplifier. This is your sideband delay, and of course that's your variable. All right, this thing's putting out some output, man. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So I wouldn't get on this thing too hard with a big strong radio or nothing, but we're gonna hit it with the bench radio first, which is 4 watts RMS, which is gonna be driving it right there around the 18 to 20 watts peak, right around that point right there. The supply is going to be dropping right around 15.4, so she's going to be sitting right around 15.4. When I hit it with the hot radio, she will drop to around 14.5, just to let you know. Alright, there's the back of it, and I just want you to remind you the in is on this side instead of this side. A lot of your amps, you'll notice the input will be on the right side. That's just kind of what we do, just really just the way the configuration is inside. But with the configuration being how it is inside, your input is on this side. So just always make sure to read them labels just to make sure you hook your coax in correctly, okay? In is your radio, out goes to your antenna or your watt meter or whatever, and there's your breaker, just in case anything ever happens. All right. Let's take a look at it RMS and see what it's doing. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Alrighty, 4 watts being driven into it RMS produces, we're on a 1,000 watt scale, looking at the bottom scale. Oh, look at that, almost 200 watts RMS. Oh, what's this thing talking though? What's this thing talking? Right there, peaking about 200 watts bird. That's 100 watts per transistor. Here's your input tune. Oh yeah. Oh, which is beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see if she'll record now. It's quick recording because it was overheating. I tell you what, man, this phone is something else. But anyway, we've got it hooked up on the hot radio now for you, bud. Where's my mic? There it is. So we're driving it with 8 watts now, RMS. Okay. Right there, almost 300 watts. PP. What's this thing talking though? What's this thing talking about? 700, 700, 700. God almighty, this thing's a beast. Woo! This thing turned out beautiful, man. Dang, I want one of these things, man. One of these days, I'm gonna get caught up enough to build me one. All right, let me press pause. Let's take the top off and let you see the inside. All right, buddy. There's your beautiful 3-pill GK200 low drive. I'll tell you, that heat sink right there too, that rectifier on, is pure copper. That thing was not easy to thread into. I've never threaded into a threaded copper that thick before. It took a little bit. So there's your amp section right here. Japanese soldiers, 2290 driving 22879s. And yeah, old Gatekeeper usually does not build with 5/8 core transformers, but I picked this transformer for this design because of the space that's involved, and that's what I've done with the other 2 3-pill bases that I built just like this, and just kind of sticking with it. It works good. So there she is, man. Like I said, sorry for having to wait, man. It only took about two days to build, 2 or 3 days to build at the most. But it's all about getting all the other work out of the way and getting to it, man. I really hate it. But hey, once I get completely out of this hole and get caught up on work, I am never going to exceed 3 to 4 months worth of builds ever again. I learned my lesson. I think there's some other people out there like Mr. BBI that's already learned too, because I see that at one point in time he had to quit taking in orders, I noticed. So I think he exceeded his workload too. I think the difference in me and him probably is I did not notice that I exceeded my workload till a little later on. But it's all good. All the customers are they're doing pretty good, man. They're hanging in there with me, and that's all I ask. And I promise, man, anybody hanging in there with me, you're gonna get beautiful, pretty cool amplifiers like this. I promise you. Alright, bud, we're gonna get the top on here, man, get the screws put in it. Only other thing I did that I had never done before is I actually modified the regulator on the fan to run at 13.8 volts. It's a new little modification I thought about doing a few times for unregulated supplies like this. It really needs to be unregulated. You need that extra voltage to do that. But yeah, man, just a simple resistor, 680 from the ground lead onto the ground, man, and you'll make that 12 volt regulator a 13.8 volt regulator. Give that voltage give that fan just a little bit more voltage, a little bit more speed, a little bit more airflow. Old Gatekeeper said that out here around the northeast end of Georgia. Everybody out there, just keep hanging in there with me, please. And I'll talk to you, Mr. Joseph, if you want me to put the labels on here for you. If you don't, we'll get this thing shipped out to you, man. If you do, just give me about another day or two. I need to go up there and pick them up. They're very busy up there where I get my labels made at. I think I put the dang order in about 3 days ago. All right, buddy. We're gone. Bye-bye.